Anne Frank was just a normal girl like me. She liked to play outside, hang out with her friends, and go to the beach. She also had to work a bit harder on math, just like I do. There are some beautiful trees outside my house, and I often go outside to play. Anne also had a favorite tree, a chestnut tree, but one she could only see through the window up in her attic. Anne could not play outside because her whole family had to hide in a secret apartment day and night. Anne Frank was born in Frankfurt, Germany on June 12, 1929. In the summer of 1933, her family left Frankfurt and moved to Holland because her father, Otto Frank, knew it wasn't safe for his family to live in Germany anymore. Hitler was coming to power, and he was blaming all of Germany's problems on the Jews, and Anne and her family were German Jews. Once in Holland, Anne and her family moved into a house in a nice part of Amsterdam. It was a neighborhood where other Jewish refugees also moved. Anne made a lot of new friends at her new school and loved playing with them. Anne loved to play in the streets and in the parks. She would also ice skate in winter. Anne, her sister Margot, and her parents would spend the summers at the beach in Holland. In 1940, things got worse again. Hitler invaded Holland, and suddenly, things were no longer safe for the Jews there either. The Nazis were making new laws against Jews. They were not allowed to travel, they weren't allowed on buses, trains, or cars. They were not allowed to go to the movies, the park, the beach, or the pool. All the things that were fun in Anne's life were taken away. They all had to wear a yellow star so the Nazis knew who the Jews were. Anne's dad knew it was dangerous again, so he thought of a plan to hide his family in some hidden rooms in the back of his place of business, the secret annex. On June 12th of 1942, Anne was turning 13. Her favorite present was one she had chosen herself, a red and white checkered diary. In July of 1942, a few weeks after Anne's birthday, her family received a note asking her sister Margot to go to a labor camp. Otto quickly finished their hiding place and then moved everyone in. Some of his employees had agreed to help them by bringing supplies and food. When you walk into the little hallway, you would never guess there was a hidden entrance. In front of the entrance was a bookcase that opened just like a door. Once inside, there's a secret annex with 2 living rooms, a bathroom, and a few other rooms. Otto's business partner, Herman van Pels, his wife August, and their son Peter also hid with them. Finally, Franz Pfeffer, a dentist, joined them too. Suddenly, Anne's whole life was to be inside those hidden rooms. No more playing outside with her friends or going to the beach. They had to hide every day. They had chores and normal things like schoolwork, but they had to be very, very quiet during the day. They could not even use the faucets or flush the toilet. There were people working down below that didn't even know anyone was hiding upstairs. It was a bit easier at night. They had to keep all the curtains closed so no one could see their lights. Every night, everyone would sit next to the radio and listen to the news. On March 29th of 1944, Anne heard an announcement on the radio asking all Dutch people to save letters and diaries for publication after the war. Anne decided that now she had a goal, to become a published writer. Her diary, named Kitty, became more than a friend. It was in her diary she shared her feelings and thoughts, her fears and hope. I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear, my courage is reborn. Her diary became where she shared her deepest feelings. because paper has more patience than people. On August 1st, 1944, Anne wrote the last entry into her diary. On August 4th, 1944, about 2 years after going into hiding, they were betrayed. The Nazi police knew right where to find them. They knew about the secret door, too. They loaded everyone into a truck, leaving all other things behind, including Anne's diary. When the police had gone, 2 of the people that helped the Franks went to the annex. Everything of value had been stolen, but they found the pages of Anne's diary. They kept it safe, hoping to return it to Anne after the war. Sadly, this never happened. The Nazis took Anne and her family to the concentration camps, where everybody but Anne's father died. Anne died of typhoid fever in February of 1945 in the concentration camp of Bergen-Belsen. After the war, Otto Frank returned to Amsterdam and was given Anne's diary. He later published it, honoring Anne's wish to share her thoughts with the world and become a published author. Exploration. Anne was stuck in a few small rooms, and she explored her feelings about the world around her by writing in her diary. For the 2 years she lived in the secret annex, Anne wrote her thoughts about everything around her, as well as the things in her heart. She explored her fears. Not being able to go outside upsets me more than I can say, and I'm terrified our hiding place will be discovered and that we'll be shot. And she also explored her hopes and dreams. Despite everything, I believe that people are really good at heart. Encounter. The people she experienced were her family and the others living in the secret annex with her, and she often wrote about them. Anne also encountered the horrors of the war through the radio updates about the captured Jews, Anne wrote. We assume most of them are being murdered. The English radio says they are being gassed. Perhaps that's the quickest way to die. Exchange. We are so much better today because of what Anne Frank did. We learned about a horrible time in history through the eyes of a young girl, a girl just like me who shared her thoughts and feelings without fear. When she started to write her diary, she wondered what the purpose was. Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. Not only because I've never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing. Her early questions soon turned into a certainty of purpose. I don't want to have lived in vain like most people. I want to be useful or bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death. Her diary made us richer. Her life was not in vain. Anne's diary has been translated into 70 different languages and is one of the most read books in the whole world. Because of her diary and the millions of people she touched, she has truly become the girl who lived forever.